सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्य मध्यमां अस्मदाचार्य पर्यन्तां वंदे गुरु परंपरां भारती करुणापात्रं भारती पदभूषणं भारती पदमारूढं भारती तीर्थमाश्रये विद्या विनय संपन्नं वीतरागं विवेकिनं वंदे वेदांत तत्त्वज्ञं विदुशेखर भारती. The first thing I want to do this evening is pay my sincere respects to all the Brahmin community people who are present here. And seek your blessings for my good well-being. Usually, in our day-to-day life, we come across institutions who celebrate their 10th year, a decade of existence. Some institutions go up to silver jubilee, 25 years, and that celebration will be very, very pompous and big. Very few cross 50th year, golden jubilee. Beyond that, one generation would have changed. A new generation would have come. The objects would have changed. The way the institution is working would have changed. The idea of celebration would have changed. That is the 75th year. Very few institutions really celebrate their 75th year of existence. 100th year, you can count on your fingertips how many institutions really continue for such a long time doing the objects for which it was started. Indian Institute of Management once conducted a survey to find out how many trusts in our country are still active after 30 or 40 years of their existence. They could not count beyond 10. Because I, as a founder, would start a trust with a corpus saying that these are the things that have to be done through this trust. Maximum 10 or 15 years I can look after it. My time is out, I go. If it is a family trust, my son comes in. If it is a public trust, some entrepreneur, some philanthropic person comes into my place. His outlook to the world will be much different from what outlook with which I started the trust. So they would say, அந்த காலத்துல அப்படி இருந்தது, அதுக்கு அவர்தான் கௌரிசங்கர் போய் பண்ணினார், இப்ப அதெல்லாம் இல்லை, இப்ப இதுதான் நீடு, இப்ப இதுதான் பண்ணணும். So the object of the trust itself will get changed. This happens in many trusts, including big trusts who have more than 1,000 crores in their control. The object would have changed. The main object for which was started would have taken the back step. What is required as felt by the trustee at that point of time would be overriding all other importance. But a trust, even after 100 years of existence, still talk about only propagation of Sanatana Dharma, propagation of our cultural values, the daily commitment to our rituals is very, very rare. In that sense, this Brahmana Samooham of Ulsoor deserves a very big applause from all of us, because even after 100 years of existence, we have continued to do what the founders wanted this trust to do. We have maintained it in the same classical traditional way, so that our progeny knows the purpose for which it was started, and also to be continued in the same way. Brahmins as a community, we are very, very special. We have many special qualities. One among the special quality is not to follow anybody. We have a leader, we elect him, but after that if he tries to say this is how we should work, who are you to say, I know much more than you, I will do the way I want, you keep quiet, I will get it done. It goes to such extent that our role model position that we have in society, even other communities have started saying that. Brahmanale apdi irka, namba ipdi irundha enna tappu, is the language they talk. One exporter from Bangalore, he was exporting prawns, it seems, to Germany. So that importer from Germany came and asked him, I buy this from India, from Indonesia, from Malaysia, so many countries I buy. But they all send it so well packed. You people just put it in a basket and send it. Why do you do like that? The explanation this Bangalore exporter gave, it seems, those are all prawns from this area. This prawn is from India. Here, if one prawn tries to get up, there are 50 around to pull him down. So it can never go out of the basket. Whereas those prawns, they will just go out. So he has to be careful. To keep that, he puts it in a bag. I don't need to do that because my prawns are like this. That is how we are characterized. More so we Brahmins. We never try to work in a group. We never try to follow what a group mentality should be. And our ego is such that everyone is highly qualified. Everyone is educated. At least one or two from a family will be abroad. So they know the value of dollars. They talk only in dollars. So nothing can change them. Their mentality is set. That is not to be coexisting. Even in a family, in a Brahmin family, once upon a time, if you don't get somebody as a guest, the family lady, head lady would feel bad. Enna இன்னைக்கு யாரும் வரவே இல்லையே, நானே சாப்பிடணுமா, நான் பண்ணினதா, யாருக்கும் கொடுக்க முடியாதா? இன்னைக்கு அப்பா அம்மா ஏதாவது வைட் ஃபீல்டுக்கு என்ன பிளாட்டுக்கு வந்தா சங்கரபுரத்துல இருந்து, என்ன இந்த அப்பா அம்மாக்கு புத்தியே இல்லையா, அதான் எனக்கு வீக்கெண்டு இன்னைக்கு வந்து இங்க பிராணனை வாங்குறா, நான் எங்கேயோ போகணும்னு இருக்கேன் வைஃபோட அப்படின்னு புள்ள சொல்றோம். This is happening in all families. நான் என் ஃபேமிலியும் இருக்கு, உங்க ஃபேமிலி எல்லாராத்தையும் இருக்கு. This is the change that we are saying. And because we have a role model position in society, others are also trying to imitate us and follow us and say the same thing to us. Is this what the founders in 1923 wanted from our group? We are together. This Samooham has worked for 100 years. It has served the Brahmin community in and around Ulsoor. Many people vow their whatever little spiritual life they have had to this Brahmana Samooham. The daily routines what Sanidhanam just now mentioned, many of us are still doing only because this Samooham is making us do it. We are still following our age-old traditions because there is a Samooham which guides us how we should do and helps us to do it. So that way, this Brahmana Samooham has played a very big role in shaping our life. But the other habits that are creeping in to our daily life, is this Brahmana Samooham able to control? That is a big question. Why just Brahmana Samooham? Even big institutions, are they able to control? They are not able to control. That is because the values that we have imbibed are getting diluted. Adi Shankara, Sanidhanam also mentioned, I think somebody who spoke here also mentioned, Manushyatvam, Mumukshutvam, Mahapurusha Samshayaha. These are the three qualities he says it's very, very difficult to get for somebody. All of us are human. We are all, Manushyatvam has come to us by earlier Janmas Punyam or our forefathers Punyam or whatever little Punyam we might have done in our earlier births. We have got a very good Manushyatvam. Probably all of us present here have the second quality also, Mumukshatvam. Why I am saying this is, today all are sitting in front of a TV watching India versus Afghanistan match. That seems to be more important for them than celebrating the 100th year of their own group. But you people have chosen to come here leaving that. So that means you have a bent of mind to think about the group, to think about our own self, and think about good of the society. So I call that as the starting point of Mukshatva. And third, the very fact that you have put in so much of effort to get a message, a video message that too, and display it here for the benefit of the people present here from His Holiness, shows that you have very close connection with a Mahapurusha also. When we have all these three qualities which Adi Shankara says is very, very difficult for a human being to get, we should all consider ourselves to be really blessed soul who have got what all a man should aspire for in our life. But there is one thing that each of us will have to sit and find ourselves, that is the happiness and contentment that one should look for. These qualities we have had, but are we leading a happy life and a good contented life? Probably most of us, if we speak from our heart, will accept that happiness is not part of my life, nor contentment is there, because we have been continuing to seek more, and that more is only the word that we speak about and say no will never come to us. One doctor, recently I attended a function, Fit Boss. The doctor who conducted the entire program and who came there to present awards, he said, how you should be fit in life? You learn one simple art. No, you say, you are fit forever. But that no we don't get in our vocabulary. More we get in our vocabulary. That's how, even though we have so many good qualities that our elders talked about, we have not been able to lead our life the way elders led their life. A man we just honored, Narayana, he is 98. He has the will and power and the strength to come and sit here and participate in his Silver Jubilee function with all happiness. I don't know whether he can hear what I am talking about, but still he wants to be part of this function. How many of us have that sort of a contentment in life to say, yes, this is what I wanted, I am leading that life? Most of us lack. Lack for various reasons. Though the good qualities are within us, these bad qualities also seem to be within us and overriding all the good qualities that we have. You may be thinking on a very good occasion like celebration of our centenary, why is this fellow talking about good and bad? Most of the people whom you call as chief guests, I don't know why I have been called as chief guest here. I am part of you. So if at all you should just say, our own man coming here and inaugurating the function. I am not outsider for Ulsoor Brahmana Sabha. Recently when you had the occasion of hosting a function in the august presence of our Sannidhanam, I actively worked along with you. So I am part of this. But why I am trying to talk on this line today with an intention? Almost every one of us must have conducted Mahalaya Shraddham in our home. Every one of you must have done it. That is one thing that a believer, a non-believer, whoever it is, this work he will do it. Because he thinks, if I don't do something good on this occasion in remembrance of my elders, I will get something bad to happen. That is a belief. Even non-Brahmins have that belief. They may not do anything in their daily routine, but these 14 days, they strictly follow. For 15 days, they strictly follow. To the extent, I met a cinema actor recently, 2-3 days back. He told me, sir, I have not come to your place. You should take me once. I said, you are most welcome, come. I chant Lalita Sahasramam every day, sir. I thought I am not hearing something properly. I said, ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ನೀವು? I asked him. He says, sir, I chant Lalita Sahasranamam every day. Every day. To confirm that, he started saying, Shri Mata, Shri Maharagni, sir. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ನನಗೆ. Very good. How much time you take? Just to know whether he is talking truth or not. I asked him, how much time you take? He said, usually I used to take 50 minutes in the time when I started. But now after practice, 30 minutes is enough, sir. Within 30 minutes I chant Lalita Sahasranamam. It seemed to be reasonable. Then somebody came with a cup of coffee in functions, you know what happens. He refused. He said, no, I asked him politely, ನಿಮಗೆ ಶುಗರ್ ಗಿಗರ್ ಇದೆಯೇನಪ್ಪ, ಕಾಫಿ ಕೂಡ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ. ಪಿತೃಪಕ್ಷ ಸರ್, ಮಹಾಳಯ ಸರ್, ಈ 14 ದಿವಸ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಏನು ಮುಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನಾನು. Why I am quoting is, even such people whom we ordinarily think that they don't have any belief, they don't do anything, Mahalaya, they religiously conduct themselves the way they are expected to. That sort of importance we give to all our forefathers during those 15 days. But after that 15th day, what is it that you try to do? These 15 days you follow. Then comes the Sharanavaratri. How many of us are ready to follow this regime and follow what we have been told to do in our practices during those days? The answer seems to be, I am not ready to follow. Oh, this is where Samooham of such nature play a major role. It is the duty of such Samoohams which have existed for more than 100 years, who have a good command over its members. You have existed for 100 years only because your members are hearing what the elders say here. Otherwise you would not have existed for 100 years. It is your duty to see that our practices are kept alive. Like you say, our culture. And we say culture, we have music program, we have dance program, we have a drama program, and say our culture is being maintained. Like that, there are certain practices which are a must for us as Brahmins. And if we don't follow those practices, and as a group, if we don't adhere to that and tell others that this is your duty, you should do it, probably the reason why such Samoohams got established would not have been fulfilled. Those days, probably before the Second World War and just after the First World War, such Samooham, maybe he will be able to answer, was a need. There was a group effort required to sustain what we wanted to do. Financially also, environmentally also, and even as a society. If we had to do what we wanted to do as per our custom, our practices, we had to be a group. If we were working as a group, there would be strength. And for that reason, such Samoohams got started. It is our luck that this Samooham has existed for 100 years. So many Samoohams have started, but they have not been able to continue for a long period. But this Samooham has existed for 100 years and still vibrantly working for the cause of the welfare of the members and the society here. We have to say a great thanks to all the members who have been responsible for that and pay our respects to them. But is the next generation ready to follow your footsteps? You are coming here, or most of us who have come here are beyond 60. Those who are in 20 and 30, are they adhering to what we want them to do at their age or at our age? Is something a Samooham or a group must think about. This is the reason why I talked all the things other than what is required in a centenary celebration, because the need for such a coexistence is very, very much required at this particular point of our existence. Today, our community doesn't get the respect that it deserves. Our community doesn't get the standing that it should have got in any field. You take any activity, be it sports, be it education, be it supporting the society, or leadership role. It is our community, my community, that has played a major role in the last 100 years, if you see. Even in a sport like cricket, it is our own brethren people who have shined. It is B.S. Chandrasekhar who has shined, it is E.A.S. Prasanna who has shined, it is Rahul Dravid who has shined, or it is Rohit Sharma who is shining. They are all from our group. Sir? G.R. Vishwanath, of all. Oh, when he says G.R. Vishwanath, he studied in a school just next to my home, Fort High School. That school also has celebrated centenary recently. His teacher once, after, many of you may know, G.R. Vishwanath scored a 0 in the first innings. Second innings he scored 137 runs. And at the score of 97, he stood still for about 40 minutes without scoring his 98th run. He took 40 minutes to score the 98th run from 97th run. We all our nails had gone, many people's thumb also had gone, because we were a part of that group. Then he scored the century, he came back, we all gave a big reception to him. At that point of time, his teacher, the high school's teacher, mentioned, if only my student, G.R. Vishwanath, had the same bent of mind in studies, today he would have been somewhere else. But I am very happy in sports he has achieved that. So why I am saying is, in such occasions also, we Brahmins have shown our strength, have shown to the society that the role that we can play is something very unique, and society can't prosper if they just push it out. We have never been kings, but we have been always kingmakers. Right from Chanakya, if there is a good king, there are two good Brahmin ministers around him, so that the government runs properly. Even to this day, you take any good governmental decision that has been taken and implemented. If you go inside, you will find that there are one or two Brahmins who are doing all that in the name of somebody else. That sort of a society lead role this community had. But why are we not able to get a good foothold for our own people in their daily life? We also see Brahmins suffering. As a community, we have not been able to support people who are in need in our community. Education, if somebody says how many Brahminical educational institutions teaching modern education, I think we can count on our fingertips. But if you say how many educational institutions that are serving the cause through the help of a Brahmin leader, there are empty in number. Any good educational institution take, there is behind some Brahmin leader who is supporting that. But as a community of our own, I don't think we have any major institution working for us. Industry, there are many big Brahmin industrialists who have shown themselves, amassed money, taken leadership roles. Right from Infosys we have people. But Brahmins themselves, have they been supported? I don't have an answer. Oh, our friend Nagarajan may laugh when I make this statement. There was one IAS officer in our government of Karnataka. நம்மவரே இதாரு நம்ம ஆளே இருக்காங்க, போய் ஏதாவது ஹெல்ப் கேட்டா உடனே பண்ணிடுவோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி நாங்க போறோம். அவன் நமக்கு புதுசா அப்படியெல்லாம் பண்ணக்கூடாது, நான் பண்ணினா நம்பாளுக்கே பண்ணிட்டான்னு ரவுண்ட் மார்க் போட்டுடுவா என்னோட சிஆர்ல. உனக்கெல்லாம் நீ ரூல் பிரகாரம் வா, உனக்கு எலிஜிபிள் ஆனா பண்ணிட்டு போ. This is the attitude of a Brahmin officer sitting there, because he thinks that by doing some good to deserving people, his role may be taken away. I will not do also. I will not do also. He knows better. K.L. Srinivas has had enough experience in getting a land for his Surabharati. This sort of attitude, why our community people have, is a very, very big question I have not been able to find answer. You people have coexisted for 100 years. You should be able to find an answer, because you know how things have worked for 100 years. I sincerely request the leaders of this Brahmana Samooham to give out some tips to other people who are working to find out how we can work together for the community. Working together for the community is a very, very important cause. Another very funny thing that we Brahmins have, if you go and ask a very successful Brahmin man, successful means today's term is amassing money. He must be a rich man. Then only we say he is successful. If somebody comes to me, he will say, he is not successful. He is not a successful man in life because I have not made money. So the criteria seems to be making money. Or we will take that. Go to a successful man who has made a lot of money. Seek from him some help in financial terms for the sake of the community. Out of 100, 10 may extend their hand. I am sure 90 of them will give some reason using all their mental vocabulary to say why they can't help this cause. This is how we have been brought up. Why it is so, there is no answer. It has gone to such an extent, recently Kerala Brahmana Sabha conducted a global summit at Palghat. If many people came for participating in that, that itself was considered as a big success. So many people have come for the participation in the world Brahmin meet. We have gone to that far situation where even coming together itself is considered a big affair. Why so? When this community has got so much of intelligence, so much of good thinking, support from all, and also financially fairly well off than other communities, why we should not work, why we are not working together as a group for the benefit of the community is something an old institution like Brahmana Samooham must give an answer. I have attended many Brahmin association functions. That day the function takes place, all of us clap, and after the function a very good sumptuous meal is available. We all eat, and if it is to our taste, at least tell them thanks. If it is not to our taste, say all bad words right there and walk away. This is all that we do. And again we meet after 4 years or 5 years when such a food will be served. What is it that you have done for society or for community? Nobody wants to. This doesn't apply to any of you here. As I mentioned, you are all little different. Otherwise today you would not have been here. You would have been in front of your TV. I am trying to tell in front of you because you know how to coexist. You have lived here. You have supported this Samooham for 100 years and such good things are happening here. You should be the role model. You should tell the other Samoohams like this or other associations like this, this is how you should exist, this is how you should serve the community. Unless we do that, as a community, probably we don't have much to look for in another 15 years or 20 years. I am talking from the bottom of my heart with lot of feelings. It's not just I'm not saying this. I know how things are changing. In another 20-25 years, if you want a good real Brahmin to be part of you, you may not be able to have. Things are changing so fast. All our children are moving away from India. And those who are here, they want to imitate what the others in America or in Canada or in Australia do. They think what they are doing is the best thing and they should follow that. Then where are we trying to support our culture, support our practices, support our way of life? Brahmin has a special way of life. We always think for the good of others. That has been our greatest strength. But all of a sudden things have changed. Today even my brother seems to be a layman for me. My father seems to be an unwanted man for me. Because I have been brainwashed day in and day out that earning in dollars is important, earning in somewhere in America is very important, studying in Australia is. all this brother, father, sister, everything goes away. Only going to America or going to Australia seems to be the object in his life. I have seen in front of Krishnamurti, I should not talk. He has been chairman of a big public sector company. But still, I have also roamed around the world. If you go there, you may be thinking that your son, your daughter, or your next door neighbor's son is leading a fantastic life in America. He must be like that, he must be like this. When you go there and see, you will realize what sort of a shit life he is leading just to earn in dollars. We don't realize sitting here. When we go there and see what they are doing, he earns in dollars, but he doesn't have the wherewithal to eat 2 good meals. He will get a fresh prepared meal probably once in a week. All other days what he gets is something which in our place in Bangalore, we won't even throw it to dog. We will say, oh, nammane nayi gadiyakappa olled kodu, adella aache bisakko. That sort of a food he eats. And we sitting here think that he is leading a grand life there and he is next to Bill Clinton or Joe Biden or somebody will be thinking here. How are we going to tell our next generation, see, you don't look for those things, there are better things available here, in my culture, in my tradition, in my practices, you practice that you will be a better man. I think there, as a community, we lack. We lack what? I don't have the answer. But I am sure we lack something as a group which doesn't support this type of build-up of our next generation or 2 generations later. Unless we tell my own children how they should lead their life and what should be the object in their life, how are they going to learn all this and prosper? If my ambition is only to see that my son goes to Australia or America or Europe, then what is it that you are trying to do for your own country, your own family, your own self? Once you dispatch them from here, what you get is only this shit, nothing else. There, I should not be mistaken. Even a man who is earning more than $10,000 a month, that is roughly $1.2 lakh in a year. If you go and see him, his contentment level will be very much lower than what a 1 lakh rupee man has in Bangalore or in my country. If somebody gets 1 lakh rupee in a place like Sringeri, he would be leading a king's life. All his wants would be fulfilled and he would dedicate his time to society, do something good because he is endowed with all that. Whereas there, even in dollar terms, if you can that, you will find it difficult. For the first time when I visited America, that is about 30 years back, the place where I was staying, the hostess, she told me, Gowrishankar, inga irukkaravaallam pichakaran life da, engalodallam pichakaran life, ellam kadankaran, namakku card edukku kadan vaangurom, adhaan theriyum, vera onnum theriyadu. Everybody is there, has a loan on his head. Your house is somebody else a mortgage, your car is somebody else a mortgage, your food is somebody else mortgage. Do you like to live do we all like to lead such a life here? Even taking 100 rupees from known friend, we think twice. Or should I ask him, can I manage without that? And even if I ask and he gives, within no time I want to give it back to him. Because I consider keeping that 100 rupees on me is something not good for me. Shreyas Allah. Innobru dudna vitkolla Shreyas Allah. Sala takolla Shreyas Allah. That is our way of life. For them, the more they take loan, the more they live on credit, they think they are good. Oh, my credit capacity is 9.2. Even if I ask $1 lakh, they will give. But is that what we were taught? I don't have an answer. I want all of you who have had this excellent association which has survived for 100 years, and personally I think all of you have been successful. That's how we are all in such cream of society. to guide the association, to think about and tell all our friends who don't have such bent of mind to look for good things in life, to look for what they should really do for their good and prosperity, and then try to put those practices to them through your good offices. This is the dire need of any coexisting group in India today. I am talking about a group, Brahmins, only because it is an association of Brahmins. It is there for all. See, the pathetic situation today, any field you take, if you call for an engineer and conduct an interview, 95% of the engineers who are coming out of the present day engineering colleges will not know how to count the least count of a vernier or any small equipment you give him. You just give him a vernier and ask him, least count kandidiya, nanigenu gottilla sir, idu hengu upayogisbeku antane gottilla. That is how our people are being brought out of universities and engineering colleges. You talk anything in a law college, they will all say, ನಮ್ಮ ambition ಇರೋದು political leader ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಲಾಗ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ದೇನು ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಡ. You talk about doctors, less talked is better, because in my service to Sringeri Mutt, I have come across a chance to oversee the running of various hospitals. More than 100,000, 200 bed hospitals I have control. Finding a good doctor today is absolutely difficult. And most of the senior doctors, after they perform the operation, come out of the operation theatre, if you just ask him, "When doctor aita, Devardaya aitappa," is what he answers. If Devardaya is going to answer his operation theatre needs, then why he should be there? Anybody can bring that Devardaya. But what I am saying is, today we have not been able to bring out this best in any next generation children. Not only in our case, in all cases, hardly 10 or 15% are coming out good. The urge to be best in whatever we do is no more there. There is no, there used to be a time when even a peon, he would say, "Nan kelsa nan chanag madidini sir, triptiyag madidini." Today even a king can't say that. This sort of lack of values in life is something which is playing havoc in each and every member. We may not realize it at that juncture. After a few years we realize what happened 5 years back is now giving me back like this. Such things are happening because I was not careful at that point of time. Oh, this is where bringing in these values is what this Brahmana Samooham should very seriously do in these years of difficult period. We are at crossroads. As a country, compared to others, we are progressing. But as a group, we don't have the wherewithal to live together and have the strength that a group gets. We give examples. One kaddi murdagutte, 100 kaddi serso gattiyagirutte. Example, any teacher, any student, any man standing to talk, he will give. But nimmanayil enagta ide, I don't have an answer. Adu namage bittiddu, nimage yakri adu, will be the answer. If this is the way we are going to look at our life, I think Brahmana Samooham somewhere should enter our life and tell them, this is not the way you should live. There is a different way of living, and you should live the way our ancestors did and the way they were happy and contented. If that can be done from Brahmana Samooham for their own community people, for your own, we are all one. Probably, if that message can go to our next generation, the youngsters in our society, we would have done a great service. Brahmana Samooham would have done a great service for sustenance and propagation of our Sanatana Dharma. This work can be done only by Brahmins. Others can't do it. They may say so many things, but when it comes to performance of dharma, adhering to dharma, or teaching dharma, that is possible only by us, that is Brahmins. And it will be our duty to see that the entire society follows what they should do dharmically, and also do that way for the sustenance of all our good things and give it to the next generation. If my father had left 1 lakh rupee given to me, and in my generation if I lose it, my son will say, what fool my father was. My grandfather gave such a huge amount of 1 lakh rupee and this fellow spoiled it. So, to maintain my name, I should somehow see that I retain, if not 1 lakh, at least 85,000 rupees and give it to my son. Nam tata kottidappa aasti ninigu kodta idini. That is nature. That is society. But if I lose entire 1 lakh, he will scold me. He will talk all bad things. Society also will talk bad. Appa hagidri ivnella halu madda. So we are not ready to accept it. For a thing that we can earn, this rupee, we are so very careful. Dharma is something that has come to me not from my father or grandfather. It has come from several generations. That big, bountiful blessing has come to me today. If I don't properly maintain it and give it to my next generation, probably that is the biggest sin that I can do for the community. So as a community, where we have had the principal role of guiding others, there may be any story you take, there will be a beginning in a small village, a small poor Brahmin was living. These are words that in any story, but ultimately it will also end saying that poor Brahmin helped all these people to lead a good life. A school teacher was always honored. Why? Because most of the school teachers from my Brahmin community, they always wanted some good thing to be done to the society. Even if they didn't have square meal, they used to give to the others so that they are happy. If one rich man in a village in Brahmin locality, if he was good, the entire village would be good, because he had the sense of responsibility and sense of mind to say that I will distribute it to others who need it and then feel happy. But this sense of coexistence has slowly gone away from us, from our community. I think this Brahmana Samooham as a 100-year-old institution should play a role to bring this back to our community. That is my sincere request to all the office bearers and senior Brahmins who are present here. We only have that strength. If we want to do, we are capable of doing. We have all the required strength, intelligence, and today most of us are also financially better off. I won't say very well off, but there are not many Brahmins who are in dire need of some 1 square meal to exist also it is difficult, or to clothe themselves is difficult. That situation is not there. Today as a community we are fairly well off. We are occupying very big positions, but that community sense of coexistence seems to be not present anywhere. So I think such associations should play a role, should tell all the Brahmin officers, Brahmin senior leaders, that you have something to do for the community, not just sitting there as a Brahmin and taking all good things and leaving bad things to other people in the community. God has given you that position to help people. God has given you that money to help people. So you take that responsibility. Should be the message that you may not be able to do personally all this, but if you can send a message as a group, as a Brahmana Samooham, probably or possibly it may reach their ears, and out of 10, at least 5 or 10 may try to do something on these lines. And if they do that, that is enough for our next generation to stick to it and follow. There are many people like K.L. Srinivas. He is much younger to me, and I know him from his Cheddi Divsa in Kannada. But he has taken the leadership role. One entire community in and around Bangalore East today has got a better place where they can see what their culture is. They have a better atmosphere where they can go sit and meditate in front of Goddess Sharada They have a community living at least for 30 days in a year during December, January. These are the things that will bring you together. With all such things today, K.L. Srinivas is in a position to command people. He can say, in the community at least, in Bangalore East, he can say openly, this is what we want to do, come, support us. People will support him. Youngsters will support him because they see lots of reason that they should follow what K.L. Srinivas is doing. So we need such type of people and such type of avenues where they can really shine themselves and bring the community to work together for our own welfare and prosperity. All these apart, coming here today, it has been a privilege. I am very happy because Brahmin community, when they conduct such good functions, they usually call somebody who will not respond to their needs but occupying a high position. He will come there, he will promise 100 things, will not deliver anything and go away. This is what I have seen in our practices. But you have chosen to call somebody who is a nobody in society. I am nobody in society except the qualification that I have as a servant of Sringeri Sharada Peetham. What achievement do I have against my name? What money I have against? Nothing. You have chosen somebody, very ordinary man, to come and be part of your centenary celebrations. I am very, very happy. I feel I am honored when my own community calls me and gives me this position. So, in that way, I feel highly obliged for this invitation that you have extended to me. In fact, when Subramaniam told me that you should come, I gave empty number of reasons to say why I can't come. But when he said, you give me a date when you are in Bangalore, I will start the function on that day, then I thought I am trying to be too firm. And I said, on 11th is Mahalaya Shraddham in my day. I will definitely be in Bangalore on that day. And he chose that day, and today I am here. I am very happy to be around my own community people. Some youngsters may ask, you have talked so much about for 30 minutes. What is it that you can do for us? Is that just talking, or can you do anything? Financially, I am not a very strong man. But conviction-wise and the will to support society, I am very, very strong. I have the will to do anything that is required for the sake of society, even at the cost of losing my own things in the process. So you can be rest assured that if there is any need on these aspects, you can come to me. I will definitely support, not only support, see to it that what you want is got. Many of the people who are present here are friends, more than members. We know each other well. We have worked together. We have seen world together. We have suffered together. So let us pray that in future God gives us a very good time where we can live together in a very happy frame of mind, serve society in a good way, and also see to it that our next generation follows in our footsteps only. I also do things that are good for them, good for society, and also practices that are there for several generations in our custom, belief and way of life is followed by them. This is the most important message that I would like to convey to seniors here. You don't ignore your next generation. They are the strength. They are the people who have to take this community forward. And if they are strong-willed, then we can be rest assured that our community will have a very, very good time in future. Let us all pray Goddess Sharada and our Jagat Gurus and all seniors who are present here and elders in our society to give us that sort of a bent of mind and strength and willpower to do such good things for our own community. May God bless you all. Again, I have to sincerely thank Subramaniam. He shares initials. He is also VR, I am also VR. So we always say VR. I am is not in our vocabulary. VR is our vocabulary. for giving me this opportunity, and also so many elders for having the patience to hear something. Many of the things what I have talked may not mean anything to you people because you have undergone more rigors in your life. But still, when a child in the family, it will not know what it is doing, but all the elders in the family will be celebrating. That child will be in a cradle, not knowing what is happening. But we will all be enjoying the birthday of that 1-year-old child, saying, oh, first year birthday. Like that, as a child, I have spoken so many things that has been hiding in my heart for the sake of community. So I have put out what I had in my mind. It is for you all people in the society to take it the way it should be taken and also bless me. Thank you.